What's up, y'all? Always a motherfucking audio issue. Fucking English. Always a fucking issue. It's not the bad recordings. Apologies, you guys. I'm bitching about the fact that this thing is showing me that it's connected to the car, but then again, it is not connected to the car. What I fucking decided to go live. One second. All right, let's see if that fixed it. Nope, it did. Motherfucker. Unbelievable, man. Fucking dead. Got this new phone. And all it seems to be able to do is not connect what it's supposed to be. There it goes. YouTube in history. All right, y'all. All right, got all that shit is out the way. Got a good 5 minutes of fucking editing. Get my last fuck out and see if I can actually go on. So shout out to everybody in the building. I am Artisan MC. This is Artisan MC stream, obviously. Shout out to Toya. Shout out to King Parrish. I am on the road in the rain. Sort of looks like to stop raining right here. But on the way to my son's house. He and his girlfriend bought a house. They closed last week. So I am going to visit the MC Homestead Extension. So shout out to my son DX, his girl C, and baby girl, little grandbaby. She's having her own room, and I'm very proud of them and their relationship and what they're doing together. No, they ain't married. No, I have not pressured them about that shit. I'm not. Different age, different people. He's seen two. My son has seen two marriages fall apart. His girl, I'm sure, has seen at least one. So if they don't feel like marriage is for them, who am I to say different? They're still together. They're still raising their children together. What am I supposed to say about that shit? Congratulations. And you bought a house? Okay. So I'm proud of them. My son is working hard, taking care of his family. And she is working hard, supporting him and supporting the family too. Likewise, I'm proud of him. And they bought a house, something I have not done yet. And he actually beat me because my goal was to buy a house by the time I was 35. Because my mother did it by the time she was 35. So I wanted to go, a little shorter than her, 35. Well, I got derailed. I had a child. I ended up getting married. It ended up in child support court paying house money into my son. I did buy a house in a sense. In a sense, I did buy one. Went to my son, who eventually bought his own house. But I'm all for generational improvement. I'm all for generational improvement. And if that's the improvement for a generation, then so be it. What up, Shepard? Tracy, he said, this is the first time I have caught a live from the beginning. Yeah, you see, in the beginning, it's not always fun. Holy shit, you see me pissed off, just cursing. But anyway, beyond that, shout out to my son and his girl. Looking forward to going to see them. And so since I got to drive, and I have some thoughts, figure I'd share some of them with you. You want to hear about it? Here it goes. I was listening to AM's clip from the stream last night about Dave Chappelle roasting Cat Williams, right? And I had bounced off of the stream last night to leave work and stuff like that. We had an issue, but I caught that piece this morning, and then I remembered later last night I was watching a clip from another content creator on YouTube, a different perspective. And he had that whole clip up there, which is why I flipped over to the AM show to hear what he had to say, because I had saw that clip before hearing AM show. Then I had to leave AM show because I wanted to hear his breakdown of it. We'll take care of this shit at work, right? So I got a little different perspective on it. And for me, hearing people talk about it right now and go in on Dave and shit like that, it's like, wow, that's it's really funny how the audience will shift. It's really funny how the audience will shift all of a sudden to take sides. Because what I saw watching Different Perspective show, he played M-Rex whole clip, or he played a clip that was more he played a longer clip. I have to turn that shit off. On what was played on M-Rex show. And truth be told, I went back and watched all of M-Rex show after watching Angry Man's short to hear what all was put out on the show, because it wasn't matching up with what I had heard from this other clip. There was pieces of it cut out. I'm like, well, why did you cut out that piece? That was actually the important part. So my opinion is this: nobody's paying me for that shit. Like, share, subscribe, support the channel. Nobody's paying me for the shit, but look, I enjoy comedy. I enjoy Cat Williams. I enjoy Dave Chappelle. And I support YouTubers. And sometimes I do this shit. Shut up. So I'll give you my opinion on this shit. What Dave Chappelle had to say was fine. I got you. Shut up. Actually, thank you, bitch. What Dave Chappelle had to say was fine. Why? Did he really say anything against Cat Williams? Not really. You got a stand-up comedian standing on the stage with a microphone, cracking jokes on a current contemporary situation. Isn't that what they do? I seem to remember Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp's interview, which I watched the whole thing of, saying that that's what comedians do. Comedians can take that kind of shit. They're supposed to, which is why Cat Williams went in on Wanda Smith, and then she got in her feelings about the shit. You're supposed to be able to take that kind of shit, especially if you're dishing it out. Did Dave say anything really egregious against Cat? No. He said he didn't agree. Now, what I hear getting floated is that, Dave in some way is a hater, and people really want to choose sides against Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams. There is no sides against Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams. He responded to the news that's out there and his opinion on the news that's out there. Just like I'm giving a reaction on this news about the two of them. That's not going at anybody. But what he did say is that he didn't think comedy was better for it. It didn't help comedy. Why? Because it hurt other people, other black comedians. It did. It hurt them. They can lose roles, not get paid, not feed themselves, when that's what all of them are out there trying to do. Now, what else he actually said in the clip that was cut out of the MREX longer clip that he played on his show, which was cut out, was Dave Chappelle explaining exactly what he meant by that shit. And how he explained it was relating it to D-Ray. That he complimented and picked up D-Ray for doing a brilliant set. And while he sat in the audience watching that set that he did, he thought it was brilliant because D-Ray was sharing himself. He was sharing his own personal experience, his own personal painful experience, and making the whole room laugh about that shit. He thought it was brilliant. And his point was that Cat Williams in that interview was not sharing Cat Williams. He was sharing other people's stories. And so he asked the question, what part of the game is this? Now, I don't have anything against Cat for saying it, because I do think if people are stealing your material, it does need to be said. It does need to be looked at. But I understand that people do that shit all the time. They stay there. That's how they stay. Because most people will tell you part of the game is cheat any way you can. That's part of the game. What's also part of the game is that you push down any truth tellers that don't cheat. I think it was Machiavelli who said that. You're a fool if you don't do some of this. You're a fool. Because chances are, a lot of people ain't gonna fuck with you unless you're breaking the rules the same way they are. Plain and simple. And they don't like you sitting there shining the light on that shit. So they're gonna keep you on the outskirts. Now, Bell saying that he didn't approve. He didn't think Cat Williams should have voiced that shit like that publicly. He also did say he agreed 100% with what he said. He agreed with him. He was on point. He just thought he should have did it differently. Plain and simple. He said in that clip, the part that was cut out, he is a masterful painter, one of the best painters. But what he did was use that paintbrush to paint some of the ugly pictures of black folks, black comedians, because he doesn't see him saying that shit about the white comedians. And white comedians don't carry that shit like that. They don't carry it in an interview because, trust me, if there's stealing going on, white comedians is doing it. Hot, heavy, and hard. If you believe that Elvis ain't the king of rock and roll, and he stole all his moves from a black dude, then why would it be surprising that a lot of your white comedians don't steal from black comedians or each other and don't talk about it publicly? Why would you believe that shit? Now, what he further said, what Dave Chappelle further said, in the edited part out of the MREC clip, was that he agreed with Cat Williams about Tiffany Haddish. He did. Yeah. He agreed with what Cat Williams said. But he also said open the window to help them. Because he said, yes, Tiffany Haddish is carrying the load. Yeah, it's not that good. But everybody is out to make it and do better. Help them do better. Seems simple enough to me. Now, I don't have any smoke for D-Ray for supporting his homeboy. I don't. Even standing up there with Dave Chappelle, everybody, oh, he's a cool. If you know anything about Dave Chappelle or just men in general, men are fucking men. Entitled or not, motherfucker, you another man. And if I have something to say to you, then I got something to say to you. And you never buck the title. Bullshit. Maybe at work. Sure, ain't at work. Now, those are two comedians. That stage is their workspace. It is. But something I told Ford a long time ago, you can even disagree with your boss if you have that sort of thing. But it's the way you do it that matters. D-Ray was respectful, even though he tried to cut Dave Chappelle off a bunch of times, talking over all the matter. His point was, though, that, hey, he did all of this. And it's because it makes people be competitive. And that struck a chord with me because, you know, part of being competitive, if you in the American fashion of being competitive, part of being competitive is stealing from your competition. You know that, right? That's what some people do. If they can't create, steal. You know that, right? So you may think it's a good thing. That's all well and good. Yeah. Like that do need to be exposed. Steve Harvey, Semi Entertainer, Tiffany Kevin, all names. Don't do to him now. You think Steve about to get kicked off the Family Feud for that shit? You think Cedric's career is about to hit bottom out? Yeah, it's salacious. It's interesting. It's for, especially for people who didn't like these comedians anyway. I don't think Tiffany Haddish is funny. I don't. Back. So what I said was, I'm on this levee road, so it might go in and out. I don't think Tiffany Haddish is funny either. I don't. But me not thinking her funny ain't stopping no money from going in her goddamn pocket. Because apparently a lot of people do. And they willing to pay for it. I'm not. But that is what the fuck it is. She got a right to earn a living just like everybody else, funny or not. I might not think Mike Epps is that damn funny. But he's not telling jokes. He's making a whole living off of the shit. So, be that as it may, Cat saying something about it, yeah. You echoing the sentiment of a lot of people. The only difference is, when you said it, people might listen. And that was Dave Chappelle's point. What he also pointed out, what Dave Chappelle also pointed out, is that the reason Cat Williams didn't have anything to say about him, or he did have something to say about him, but it was good and positive, because he only showed that brother love, was because that's who he is. Right? He actually pointed out other people in the audience, because there was other comedians there, and on the stage that couldn't say anything negative about Dave Chappelle because he always treated them with respect and love too, right? But what people miss, because he's drinking when he's saying this shit, is that when he lost everything, them same people was shitting on Dave Chappelle. But he ain't never said nothing bad about him, ever. He still treated them with love. That's the part that y'all missed. So he's understanding the point of, yeah, fucked up shit goes on. Yeah, we do not like it. But you haven't heard him publicly go after those people for that shit. That's the point he was making about Cat. That what Cat does, or what he has done by doing that, is hurt people, other black comedians. And if you know Dave Chappelle, rock with Dave Chappelle, You know that's not his thing. He is a friend to all comics. All comics. He wants everybody to eat. That's why so many people fuck with him and give him respect like, oh, you the GOAT. He wasn't shitting on Cat Williams. He said it in the edited out part, how much he fucks with Cat Williams. How hard he fucks with Cat Williams. But he just thought that shouldn't have did that. So my question is, what the hell is wrong with that? Are we this sometimes not black monolith that nobody can say something outside the frame? Sometimes, at other points, it's okay. Did we forget the moves to the black community electric slide or what? One minute this dude is the GOAT, the next minute he a fucking hater and jealous? How that work? Personally, I don't understand that. I personally don't understand it. And I don't give a shit necessarily about Dave Chappelle being able to have his own reaction to the news of the day and say, I didn't agree. Fuck wrong with that? And if you're talking to him as another comedian, telling him what you think it made comedy better, and he's like, no, I don't think so, that is a valid argument. Y'all can have that discussion. Because the reason he doesn't think it's okay, it doesn't make comedy better, is because it hurts other comics. That's the point. Just like Steely hurts other comics. That's why he said he agreed with Cat. He just didn't agree with the way he did it. I think that gets missed a lot of times when people break down shit like this, is hearing the whole conversation and hearing nuance gets missed. The words that people said or didn't hear that were said, that shapes a whole reaction don't think he was going at Cat at all. Was he making a joke about a situation? Hell yeah, just the same way he was making a joke about R. Kelly and everybody else. He's a fucking comedian. You think Cat Williams that damn sensitive? Especially since they both have mutual respect for each other. What up, Malika? Hell no. Now to put that, I heard was that it was later, and that was from listening to Imret Stream, about the comedian, the brother that called in, was that, I remember this dude's name now because he said it so many goddamn times, but Scruncho explained to Dave Chappelle how that shit happened. Because one of the things I think is missed from the Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay was the fact that he was responding to those comedians saying shit about him. It was a response video. Everybody thinks what he said was so salacious and groundbreaking, right? Yeah, it may have been. But they poked that bear. No matter how small you thought that little motherfucker was. They poked the bear. They asked for that shit. They were saying something to besmirch his name, And he came on Club Shay Shay to respond to every one of the motherfuckers that was over there saying something foul and greasy about him. And that's the part I think gets missed when people talk about the Cat Williams comments. They're not comments. They're reactions. They are responses to what these other comedians had said. Which means those other comedians were doing something to hurt another black comedian. Now, ask Dave Chappelle, since he didn't know it was a reaction, ask him if he thinks what those other comedians did he approve of that? Because what I heard was they had to explain it to him at that venue that it was a response. Those other comedians that said something about him. Because what I heard in the clip that was played about him making a joke about Cat Williams taking down the Illuminati, talking about Cedric the Entertainer, he laughing at the fact that that's what Cat Williams was doing, but he's also laughing at Cedric the Entertainer for being fat and old. That sounds like comedy. That sounds like material to me. Now, he's going after him. Look, I've been watching this shit since that story broke. And everybody kept coming out looking for somebody to break code and say something against Cat Williams, so they would know what dog to go attack next. This is somebody's wet dream to have Dave Chappelle saying something that they can possibly construe as being against Cat Williams. Wet fucking dream. Because it's another way to churn that machine for another cycle. So do I think they got any hate, jealousy for Cat Williams? How the fuck could he? How could he? Their careers are at two separate fucking plateaus. Do I think Cat got any hate for Dave? No. Just like I don't think Dave got any hate for Cat. But the assertions are what seemed like the ridiculous part to me. Now, for me, that's why I come down. I don't have a dog in the fight one way or the other, but I know one thing. I do have a dog in the fight. It's the truth. Get all the facts. All of them. And listen to everything that's said. And try to remove your bias from it. Because that's what it comes down to. Because the same folks are coming out against Dave on this shit. I could say, if I wanted to be that kind of shit, I could say you just wait for a reason to hate him too. Because you thought he was getting too much praise from all these white folks. Say that shit too. But it makes for good content. Just saying. It'll make the rounds. You either hurt or help. What it's designed to do is hurt Dave Chappelle. In turn, elevating Cat and elevating those folks. That's just what I see it as. But that's just me. Because of this shit, I am just change my opinion of liking Cat Williams, liking Dave Chappelle. It ain't changing my opinion one way or the fucking other. They behave as people. Not about what jokes they said on stage or what they agree or don't agree with. They living their life like I'm living mine. Why the fuck should I care? But I do believe everybody got the right to have whatever fucking reaction they want to have, in agreement or disagreement. And I don't gotta hate them because they disagree with somebody I agree with. I don't. I can just choose not to agree with them. But it ain't gonna make me say, oh, fuck him because he said something against this dude. What did he say? He didn't agree? Well, that's not anything for me to jump off of him for that. Because I may not have agreed. I did agree, but I may not have agreed. But so fucking what? You don't take the validity out of what he said, and Dave didn't take the validity out of what he said either. Because he said he agreed. He just didn't agree with how it was done. So to me, this comes down to the Killmonger argument. Saw Black Panther #1, the only Black Panther, and you saw what Killmonger was doing and understood why he was doing it, yeah, you could agree all day long. Because I agreed all day long. But I think that motherfucker went about it the wrong way. Because the way he was going about it would kill off all the black folks, especially the ones who could actually help people. He was going about it in the self-destructive way, like them white folks trained him to. The alphabet agencies. But I did agree with why he was doing it. Absolutely. But see, I have two hands, so I can hold both of those ideas at the same time and weigh them out. That's what I mean by nuance. But I'm not going to sit there and just say black and white on that one. Oh, nope, he was wrong. No, he wasn't. Context. So that's just me. That's just me. I think what I'm seeing going around the internet of how quickly people want to turn on Dave Chappelle all of a sudden, like, wow, that's actually really funny. Because what I can see will happen is black folks will do something that the alphabet community couldn't do. Really try to ruin Dave Chappelle. That's what I see. And for what? Because he disagreed. And disagree with the delivery. Not the message, just the delivery. Shit sounds so fucking ridiculous. Like I said, I don't remember when black folks was actually a monolith. Or when somebody's holding up the car when we supposed to all when somebody's holding up the car for the red light, green light, where we can all stand on cold 1 minute and then all be off cold the next. I must have missed that fucking meeting. Thanks, bitch. So, I don't know. I figure I do that shit enough times. may not be on code completely with what is considered blackness nowadays, or completely on code. I don't know. I must have missed the meeting. But that's my 2 cents on that shit. I'm going to get off of here, not because I made it to my destination, but because I'm finished talking about that shit. I thought about saving this till tomorrow to talk about, but I really don't feel like it. I'm gonna see my mother later tonight, and I know she's gonna want to talk about it. And I'm done with this conversation on this shit already. So I just said what I said. Go back and watch the part that was cut out of the video that him bring play. It's on his page. So if you go back and watch Imrek's whole show, since he has a bunch of clips, one of the clips has that part in it, but he only played the shit once. If you go to the Different Perspective channel, he plays the clip, and he plays the whole clip. Head to the 7-minute mark and listen to what Dave has to say, and you'll understand his point. You'll actually find yourself agreeing. Don't be upset that you did, but just understand when it comes to cuts and edits, that's how you shape opinions. That's why it's important to get all of the facts or the whole situation, and not just part of it. Because that's what gets people looking stupid in the face. Like, also in the news, bricklaying. Everybody reacted to that portion of a clip, right? Okay, what you find out? Bitch was lying. Ain't nobody did shit. She actually, a nurse, probably shot her face up with some saline or some shit. If you look at Dennis Sperling, he put the clip up. The bitch in Jamaica right now having a party. On that money y'all gave her because she was hurt by a black man. Stop being so fucking gullible. Ask questions. That's what a critical mind does. Why am I seeing this? Why was it put in front of me? What does this mean? Does it really sound like this? What do I think of it? So, with that, let me get on off of here. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Ring the bell so you can get notifications when I do shit like this. Go live randomly. And if you didn't like it, that's your choice. And if you did like it, that's also good. I know what I think, and that's what matters to me. So, see you guys next time. Peace.